self-wasting. On the phone for hours, ordering parts. Rechecking job sheets at home. Keeping track of jobs. And you wouldn't know to look at it, but I reckon we're more geared up than anyone around here. And now I've got more time to sit with the old girl.
Take our free test and be great today and ready for tomorrow. Power to you.
We've got a housing crisis in Auckland. We need to build 13,000 houses a year. We're building half that. What do we do?
Well, there's actually no point to building more houses when the motorways are like a car park.
It's not all about Auckland, you know. Let's not forget about Canterbury.
Yes, and milk prices. I mean, what effect is that going to have on the whole economy?
What about education in all of this? It seems to be forgotten about all the time. Shouldn't that be a focus? Your turn.
The Sages spiced up New Orleans,
I can take whatever you dish out.
but now
What I tell you?
Get closure.
her past could bring her down. Friday, new season Scorpion and NCIS New Orleans. Prime.
Welcome back, and it was a solid day for our dollar. Unspectacular gains against most of our trading partners. Rising 1.5% though against the Aussie. Our share market got the speed wobbles today, falling back from its earlier highs. Zero down. Sky TV arresting the slide of the past few days. Not a tremendous amount of movement on world markets. In fact, there's none there at all. Slight movement up or down, except on Wall Street, where the Dow fell more than 200 points. Well, the Queen has been recorded making surprisingly frank remarks about Chinese officials. She made the comments when talking to a police commander who recounted a meeting with the officials ahead of Chinese President Xi Jinping's UK visit last year.
Can I present Commander Lucy Dawson, the old commander of the Chinese state visit? And he was seriously undermined by the Chinese.
So I'm not sure whether you knew, but it was quite a testing time for me. It was, I think at the point that they walked out of Lancaster House and told me that the trip was off, I thought, very rude the ambassador.
News of the Queen's comments was blacked out in China, with the BBC World Service signal cut when it ran the story. The palace has since stressed that Xi's visit was extremely successful. A group of Nepalese guides are the first to reach Mount Everest's peak in more than 2 years. Climbers have been kept away after avalanches and last year's earthquake. As Dana Jacobson reports, 2 professional climbers are now sharing their trip to the summit on social media.
I've always found climbing to be a selfish pursuit. I love it, but I also like being able to tell the stories of it and hopefully inspire or raise questions with people at home.
Adrian Bollinger and Corey Richards have always documented their high-altitude adventures. Bollinger has already summited Everest 6 times, while Richards, a photojournalist for National Geographic, was almost killed in an avalanche on one of the highest mountains in Pakistan. But this year, the 2 accomplished climbers are attempting something new. On the tallest mountain in the world, they're sharing their entire journey as it happens on their phones.
We got a heater and a satellite internet terminal. Set it up, get it connected to the satellite, and then sit here and press retry on Snapchat until it finally goes.
Each short post adds up to a daily diary that can be viewed for 24 hours, telling the story of what it's like to live and climb above 20,000 feet.
Chopping ice for water.
I'm gonna take a shower today, but taking a shower, it's like a day's project.
You wearing yoga pants on Everest?
And they make my ass look great.
The men have one more training run before making a final push to the summit sometime in the next 3 weeks.
The old saying is going up is optional, coming down is mandatory. So that's rule number 1. Snapping number 2.
Time now to take a look at the day's sport.
Prime News Sport and Suzuki Celerio, head and shoulders above the rest.
A deadline is a deadline. That's the message the Hurricanes are sending after standing down a group of high-profile players in Saturday's Nashville Reds. The 5 players, who include All Blacks, Julian Savia, Corey Jane and Victor Vito, were dropped after a late night out ahead of last weekend's loss to the Sharks in Durban. Simon Hampton reports.
The Hurricanes emphatically drew a line in the sand. Understood. You know, one of those annoying speeding fines you get when there's 55 Ks in a 50
kilometre area and you think, oh, well, so what?
Well, I guess you can put in the game theory. If you lose by 1, if you lose by 100, you still lose. So.
And this group lost. Julian and Adi Sevilla, Corey Jane, Victor Vito and Chris Eves were late back to the hotel last Tuesday night in Durban. Squad numbers meant they had to play against the Sharks. So a delayed sentence saw them train with the reserves today, stood down this weekend. They were stood down from media duties too, so whether they thought, as Boyd put it, so what, remains unclear. But what is clear is that they only missed the curfew marginally.
This is a 1 out of 10 offence with a 10 out of 10 punishment, unfortunately, but the protocol's the protocol.
We've dealt for now, and hopefully we can move on. So I'm pretty sure you guys have a few more questions.
Do you feel let down as a new captain when it's senior players?
Yeah, I do, mate, but that's part of being captain. These things kind of happen, and just like I said, we just got to deal with it and pretty keen to move on from it.
Especially in a hot spot like Durban, which is why the Hurricanes players themselves set this curfew on the way over.
You need to understand when you tour Africa, particularly in Durban, there's a lot of potential for distraction. You know, the beach is good, the climate's good, the food's good, everything's cheap.
Except the price of staying out too late. Simon Hampton, Prime News. Tommy Smith's reluctance to commit to the All Whites has cost him his international career. All Whites coach Anthony Hudson's named his squad for next month's Oceania Nations Cup. Today's announcement was as much about who wouldn't be going to Papua New Guinea. Hudson chose not to select Winston Reid for the Hudson's also included 4 uncapped players, while Rory Fallon returns to the squad for the first time since 2014. It's hard to miss the extra edge at Joseph Parker's training sessions before the biggest fight of his career. Parker needs to beat French Cameroonian Carlos Takam next Saturday to become the mandatory challenger to the IBF heavyweight title. For the first time, manager Kevin Barry wouldn't allow media to shoot his full training session to avoid revealing the game plan.
This is the fight where all the skills that Joe has learned and developed come together in one performance. And he's going to need every single one of these skills if we're going to be able to be competitive against a dangerous fighter like Carlos Takam.
Barry says he's never seen Parker as focused in his training with so much on the line. One of the NRL's biggest rising stars has become the first major casualty of the Parramatta Eels salary cap saga, with Nathan Peats securing a move to the Gold Coast. Peats stopped in at the Eels club headquarters this morning to say goodbye to his former teammates, while the ink was still drying on his new 18-month deal at the Titans. Parramatta coach Brad Arthur says it wasn't